There we go. Hello, 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 and welcome back to another week here of Checkers and Wreckers. I'm excited to be back here in the paddock after a week away in paradise, watching some Formula One Drive to Survive, getting caught up on everything that they had going on there from last year. If you haven't caught that yet, you need to catch that. It was absolutely incredible. But boy, oh boy, we're going to hop right in, not to Drive to Survive, but the drive that they had this morning. Oh my goodness, what a start to the Formula One season as we see the aged, but is he aging like a fine wine? That champion Lewis Hamilton coming out on top of the young gun Max Verstappen. What a run it was for those two at the end. They were battling right with each other, going dead at it. And I think when you talk Formula One, when you see that, that's exactly what you want to see. That's exactly what you hope for in a Formula One race. And like I said, I really think that we saw the two extremes. We got the young gun that is gonna be a champion. Is this his year? I said it before. I do think so. I truly believe Max Verstappen is gonna take the title this year, but he's got that one hump he's got to get over, and that's that Mercedes that was right in front of him here today. So it's going to be exciting to see if he can actually make it over that hump and actually get it done. Man, I can't say enough about today's race. I mean, the excitement went from the beginning to the end. The middle was maybe a little bit of the stretch that we usually see in Formula One, but that mid-pack excitement, it kept it strong all day. It even Tsunoda, I think is how you say his last name there, from AlphaTauri, did he came out and he said, I got so emotional when I was able to pass Alonso there, because that was an idol to me. That was somebody that I always looked up to. And to see him sit back and able to make those moves. Now, granted, Alonso had that failure about it was about halfway through the race, so we saw him fight out there. That was one thing. Alonso's not going to go down without a fight here this year. If the reliability in that Alpine machine can actually come forward and they don't have problems, I don't think I don't think it'll be an issue for him to be a competitor here this season for some points. Is he gonna go for a title? No, but he's gonna have a stronger year this year if that reliability is there than he did in the final year there with McLaren that he was used to in Formula One. So pretty excited to see just how the season progresses. If you guys watch that today, I mean, do you agree with me? I know a lot of people don't like to see Mercedes, Red Bull on top, especially it was a Mercedes Red Bull podium, I think. I know those guys broke the record. Man, I wish I could remember. It was Mika Hakkinen, Lewis Hamilton, and oh man, I can't remember the third person who they broke that record of most podiums together. And now the top three, obviously, Hamilton, Verstappen, and Bottas. So very interesting to see. Just, records broken, as Lewis Hamilton broke the record there today for most laps led in Formula One history with just over 5,000. So, it was a fun day. So much fun. What a way to kick it off. I know a lot of people don't want to see Mercedes Red Bull. I've said that. But what you have to say is, how often do we see a race in Formula One come down to 0.7 of a second, I think is what it was. Woo, baby. Verstappen was right there. He could have gotten him. He did get around him. He used a little bit too much of the track, and in Formula One, they are very strict about that when it comes to passing. And people are going to say, if your name's not Lewis Hamilton, because Lewis did go off there many times, but I don't think he ever made a pass around there. That's where you do have to look at the situation. But then when Max comes off the track and he says, guys, why did you tell me to pull over there? I had that chance, and I could have gapped him by 5 seconds. It's a 5-second penalty for what I did. Just let me go. And I would rather take second I would rather lose the race that way than take second the way I did here today. And I got to give Verstappen credit there. I think that's the that eye of the tiger there, if you will. I've said it before. I'll say it again here. He's the champion this year. I really do think he is going to be the top dog come the end of this year, and you can just see it here today. And the way not only he showed himself on the track, but when he got out of the car afterwards, it seemed like almost a little bit different of a Max Verstappen than we were used to. And I'm not going to stay on this too long, but I think a big part of that is his new teammate with Sergio Perez. I really do believe that Sergio Perez is here, and I was discussing this with Mr. Schroeder here earlier today and talking about how we really think that Perez is possibly that teammate that Verstappen needed, number one, and number two, possibly even his best teammate that he's had in Formula One to date. Not skill-wise, because obviously I think that goes to Daniel Ricciardo. But when you look down the line, and you look at what he has to offer the team, what he has to offer as a driver and as a teammate, because I think Sergio is he okay with being a 2? Nobody's okay with being a 2. Is he okay with this, assuming his role in that team to hopefully one day become what a champion could be, and hopefully one day realize that he could overtake Verstappen in that car? I think he has it all there. And the reason I added that last part there to it is I think, in my mind, Verstappen has to win this title before Red Bull can really get over that kind of that gloom that they have had the past few years since Vettel won them a title. Since they were so successful in that early, that 2012, 2013, that run right after Ferrari's dominance with Schumacher, Braun, and so on. So it's a matchup I think everybody in the racing world now is looking forward to. It should be a solid run here. But let's talk a little bit now about the race that everybody's looking forward to. The race that should be just about over, should be over now. And that's that Bristol Dirt, as we got a little rain, a little rain. I mean, a lot of rain in there, as you need a boat to get around that bad boy here today. And I'm looking forward to that one as well. Obviously, NASCAR making some changes there to adjust what the safety, because everybody's going to say it right now. Why do they have windshields? Why do they have windshields? Well, you know what? And all these these keyboard karate, these fellas that are just, the armchair people that want to sit back and say, oh, just rip those windshields off. Kenny Wallace said it could yesterday. You can't just rip them off, or they would. I mean, guys be getting paled or just nailed by big chunks of mud, obviously. I mean, dirt drivers, you know how that goes, and you can't implement something of that nature so quick. So I understand. Obviously, it's going to be a little rough, I think, once they get going here on the Bristol dirt track. It's going to be interesting to see how they are able to handle the situation, because it went from that practice looking really nice, the dust I think was perfect. That dirt was set just right. And now we got a huge flooding situation there. Obviously, all that dirt turning to nice thick mud. The trucks, if you watch the in-car footage of that one, it made it around maybe a half a lap, maybe a lap, maybe. And the windshield just absolutely peppered. It's covered with mud, dirt, everything there. So they have to figure out something to keep these drivers safe, as right now they're driving out the sides of their vehicles, and these guys are professionals. I'll tell you who's going to be the most wore out after this one, and I think it's going to be the spotters, because the spotters are going to have to help these guys around the track very much here when it comes to the action, hopefully when we get underway here tomorrow. I think it's going to be a fun one. I think it's going to be something that NASCAR will continue to do. I think, are they going to invest the money in bringing dirt onto Bristol every year? I can't say yes to that one, honestly, because I'm sure, that it wasn't cheap to bring this on. Somebody even mentioned it's a possibility if these guys are losing money right now when it comes to just the on-site. Now, obviously, the TV, such like that, you're not going to lose the money, I don't think. But as far as you bringing dirt in, you trying to make those sales off of people being there because of what we're under right now, not fortunate enough to reap those benefits. But I think you go to a Knoxville. I think you go to an Eldora. These bigger dirt tracks, I apologize, I'm not very well versed, so I don't know the big ones there that these guys would really be able to rip around and have some fun with. But you go to an established dirt track that really knows how to run a show, and I think Eldora would just obviously be the one place that everybody wants to see. Whether that relationship there with the Eldora staff and Tony Stewart and NASCAR can all come together there, we'll see. That'll be a question raised at another time there. But it'll definitely be interesting to see how they do this in the future, because watching practice, I was excited. I think we see a lot of potential in the dirt action, in the dirt race, and what's to come. So I look forward to that, and really, I'm excited to watch both the Cup and the truck. Now, I will say, I think that the trucks, it's going to be interesting to see how they really rough this track up, how they really spice it up here, because you got the trucks going off there at noon. So with that, I mean, this is all new. It's all brand new to everybody. So it's going to be interesting to see just how they mosey along and make it all happen here. So I look forward to it. I know a lot of people out there, you guys are looking forward to it. And as always, the action here tonight, it's going to be going here in about an hour and 15 minutes here. The Pricks of Pavement, well, they're moving over to the dirt. It's gonna be a little action here virtually as they follow that NASCAR schedule. So we are heading to Bristol, where there is no virtual rain. There is no virtual flooding. And we are going racing there tonight. It should be fun. It should be interesting. Here to see what we got cooking, what we got shaking on CWTV. It's going to be a fun one. I know this was a quick one here today, guys. I appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in here. We'll be back on a more regular schedule here as we unroll the vacation end. As I just put that candle out as we are hopping into work mode, getting ready to broadcast here tonight, the Pricks of Pavement. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. Tune in. Have some fun, guys. And I was going to say have a great Sunday. Hopefully you had a great Sunday and you guys make your week a great one. We will see you next week, like I said, with a little more regularly scheduled programming, a little more regularly scheduled event here, guys. You are the best. Thank you so much. each and every one of you. We will see you later. Until, like I said, a little bit of